In the morning, forest shadows dance through mystical whispers.
Welcome everyone to Medicinae Siderum podcast one more time. This is episode 3 called Awen. As you can tell by now, some episodes are just gonna start with a story, and some other episodes like this one are gonna start directly with the introduction, because some episodes of this podcast are to reflect and to feel and to sort of take a walk and let yourself be basically told a nice witch story. And other episodes like this one are a little more for me to share some techniques and some information. So this is one of those episodes, and I hope that you like this ebb and flow between a little bit of story tale and magic and a little bit of transmission of my knowledge and my techniques. So today we're going to talk about Awen. As we discussed a little bit before, Awen means inspiration in the Celtic magical practice, in the Druid practice. It is the spark of wisdom that the practitioners seek, creativity, and the Sophia for the Greek. Sometimes inspiration might falter, and we might feel stuck in some periods, like we can't move forward or in any direction really with our practice. In those moments, I tend to implement some of these activities to awaken Awen. Dream work. There's a technique called dream inception, which is to try and dream with what you want. This happened to me only a few times, and I have to say it is best done in the early morning at the liminal time between sleep and awakeness. And there has to be a strong emotional desire from the heart to connect with a person, place, or situation. If you are successful, it is very likely that the person chosen will tell you some important message or leave a hint that lets you know something about them, or the situation dreamed will be of great learning, since you're probably tapping and accessing a part of your subconscious or the collectives. But to reap the benefits of Awen in dreams, you first need to be familiar with your own dreams regularly and the subtle messages carried in dreaming that you will be able to develop fully in your wake time. We will talk more about dreaming in a following episode. Nature walks. When you go for a walk in nature, before entering the space, make a resolution or a quick question in your mind. Ask what you want to know, or what you're expecting to get out of this walk. This is your intention and will help you focus your energy and letting the space know what you're seeking. Observe everything around you and pay attention to small details or signs, even the tiniest hint. Walk following your intuition, and if a certain place or area or plant or grove call your attention, approach it and wait. Linger about. Investigate what you see and its message to you. You can take quick notes in your journal or phone and make a research when you get back home. Leave offerings when you feel it's needed. A good offering I thought of lately and that I am about to take with me moving forward is a little bit of bird feed for the birds in the area. This is a simple offering, and you make sure it won't interfere with the habitat much. Remember to use all of your senses when you're out. Smell the earth and the air, see the colors, hear the sounds or the silence, the voices. Feel and touch the textures of tree barks and grass, flowers that you are familiar with. Are there animals present who can be totems of wisdom? What are they telling you? Audiobooks, podcasts, music. Often when I go out for a nature walk without any definitive purpose in mind, I listen to my favorite audiobooks about witchcraft, podcasts about the same, or alchemy or herbalism, things that inspire my practice, or just music that I love, as well as random songs I never heard before. I usually look at random playlists just by genre. Music can inspire a movie developing right in front of your eyes, where you are the protagonist. Imagine you're in it. You are the protagonist. What is the mood? What's in your mind? You can also be inspired to do a practice you hear in an audiobook or podcast, just like in this one. Don't focus only in the words and the information, but capture the feel. How do you visualize what's being said? That would catapult your practice. Meditations, introspection. Practicing thankfulness and gratitude audio meditations, or simply meditating silently, thinking about the simple things in your life you're thankful for, has given me personally a great feeling of abundance and many rewards in my life. It calms the mind and lifts the spirit and unburdens the soul from the weights of negativity and victimization. Feel thankful for yourself and for other people too. Meditation or reflection can also be achieved when doing simple tasks that require a certain amount of attention and focus, but are not chores. What I mean is activities that are done just for doing, without any expectations. Like, for example, doing a puzzle. You won't believe how many profound thoughts and ideas can come to you while quietly doing a puzzle for an hour or so. With practice, you will get into reflections even when doing the dishes or simple housework, like tidying up drawers. Awen is everywhere if we learn how to listen to her. We will talk about another technique of meditative practice called the mind's garden in a future episode. Petitions to spirit, ancestors, and rituals. Engaging in rituals doesn't have to be complicated, but it has to be deep and help connect parts of you that were divided or disconnected. The ritual won't be a summation of ingredients or parts and done, but it will require a charge of energy of some sort, of reflection, of summoning information or knowledge from the subconscious, the allied spirits or ancestors, or purely from Awen. When doing a ritual, we are asking for Awen to come to us, because we are proving to be worthy of it. Being worthy requires diligence, willpower, and resilience. Use visualization, oracles, movement or chanting, even poem or formula reciting, in order to get inspiration and charge yourself with energy. Friendly plant allies is also a good way of helping you open these channels. The work will require you to focus your force and attention and remember the matter of the ritual or petition for the following days, while it is active, to make it evolve and to reflect on the outcomes. A ritual is a point of focus in your life now. Oracle or tarot readings. The longer kind of readings with many cards can really paint you a picture and tell you a story. I particularly like a reading that I learned in the book Modern Magic by Donald Michael Craig. It's a 7-card reading, and each position of the cards is explained in the book. Reserve this type of readings for special times in your life, like birthdays, celebrations you follow, or when you feel stuck or uninspired, without magic. And let your intuition put the pieces together. Write that story down, what you see at a general glance, and what you see specifically in each card. Guide yourself with a single keyword for each card and let your subconscious fill in the gaps. Reading books and investigations. Reading is a whole world on its own. It promotes introspection and imagination. It catapults us to another reality different from ours. Read books on your craft, but also read fictional stories. Picture these universes in your head. Immerse yourself and let the hours pass by in the silence of your own inner world. There's more to the book than reading the words and following the story. It is the thoughts and contemplations you have of your own life in relation with what is being narrated that hold all the value for us. Underline the important passages or quotes, or transcribe them into your journal with your personal reflections about it. Finally, the observing of life, signs, and your own everyday intuition. We have come to the end and we circle back to the beginning, to the basic and everyday magic. You can learn to draw inspiration from any event in your life if you look close enough. Something you've lost or found. Something a stranger said to you on the street. A series of unlucky or lucky events. Being late for appointments, meeting new people, etc. The day of the month, your lunar cycle, the planetary events. Draw your own conclusions or look up meanings to write down in your journal or book of shadows. What are these signs telling you about what you want to know or about Awen and inspiration? So these are all some techniques that I intuitively use. I really never pointed them down like I'm doing here for myself. I just do them naturally. But I think having them explained step by step like this and sort of separated, even if you do sort of like a mix of all of them in your daily life, is a good way to start sort of dissecting and putting our focus and our attention on each of these activities when we're lacking inspiration, when we feel stuck in our practice. This is a short explanation because in this first run of the podcast, I'm trying to do sort of short episodes, but according to your feedback and whatever you comment about this podcast, I have so much to expand about all these subjects that maybe will be for another run of episodes later on. You can always write comments, write your questions, and I can take into account to do in future episodes, or I can even answer to you personally. So this has been a little bit of how to draw Awen and the practices I do to get this inspiration and this sort of spark to motivate my practice. In the next episode, I will tell you a story of Awen, actually, a story of inspiration that occurred to me during one of my nature walks in my local greenway. So if you're up for a tale, stay tuned and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Enchanting the night, lost in the mystic where worlds take